Okay, I think most of you are in, and we'll start our session. So today we are going to see something on written communication as well as a little bit of verbal communication. But before getting into the subject, so since this is the first soft skill class that most of you are going through for this STP, and I guess like it's a combined batch with Chennai as well as Hyderabad as well as Bangalore, if I'm not wrong. And I think from Chennai, there are already a couple of students who have attended my classes. So, before getting into the session, let me introduce myself as well as we'll have a self introduction about you. Right. So, actually, we'll start from Abhishek. We'll start from Abhishek. Maybe we'll go in the alphabetic order. Maybe you can share something about yourself, say something about yourself, whatever you want to say. Maybe forget about the marks, about the CGPA and all those things that you have got in your college, but let's make it a kind of an interactive sessions, because see, soft skill is all about interaction. It's all about interpersonal skills. It's all about how you connect with people, how you build the rapport, how you convince them, how you negotiate. So when it comes to soft skills, there are some particular curriculum that we need to follow, but when at the bottom line, when you see the crux of it, you see it's all about how you connect with people. And many people can communicate, but only few can connect. That is one of my favorite quote. So there are people who can communicate, but it is very difficult for them to get connected with the audience, or it is very difficult to connect with the colleagues, or it is very difficult to connect with in your working environment or in your colleges or wherever you go through. So it's all about you getting connected with people. So that is the first and foremost thing that I want to say before you start your session, especially even in your interviews. When you go and sit before the HR, it's all about the rapport that you build there. It's all about the psychological effect that you have towards the HR, and the HR having towards you. So there are various factors and features playing a role in terms of interviews also. So soft skill is nothing but where you carry yourself, right? The way you carry yourself, and the way you portray yourself matters a lot. Many of them say like, I didn't mean that, I didn't say like that, I didn't mean it, but it's the way that you portray to others, matters a lot. It's not about what others think about you, but the way you portray matters a lot. So forget about the marks and forget about your educational the educational degrees that you all have, because degrees and skills are two different aspects, right? Education and skills are two different aspects. Education is where you get a degree, and there are even PhD holders who are even struggling to connect with candidates, who are also struggling to connect with people. But skill is something different. That is why we learn the skill. They call it as the communication skill. They call it as the interpersonal skill. They call it as the writing skills or the reading skills or whatever you call it as. So in English, there is something called as LSWR, right? You would have heard about it. That is listening, writing, reading, speaking. Okay, that is the four aspects of spoken English, or four different. You can call it as a different dimensional or features of English. So this LSWR, but I don't agree with it. There is something before that, and that is called as T, right? I need to include as T. It's TLSWR. So can anybody say what does T stands for? Anybody wants to take a quick guess on what does T stands for? See, L stands for listening, right? And S stands for speaking. Yes,
Talking means, I think.
talking. So talking and speaking are two different things. Training or teaching.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Okay, technical. Okay, technical. See, for example, if you are very sound in your technical knowledge, for example, if you have learned all in your investment banking or whatever you're learning through in your curriculum, and when you go there and when you cannot transfer that, or you cannot present it well, everything goes in vain. Exactly, somebody has nailed it. Exactly. So Mansi and Tyagesh has nailed it. It's all about thinking. The way you think, the thinking pattern of yours matters the most, especially when it comes to communication, right? For example, in informal communication or well as in written communication, whatever it comes out from your mouth or whatever you put it on the paper, it's all coming from the way or the pattern that you think, right? So whatever you think, it comes under kind of a grammatical conditions, or some of the things that you have learned, some procedures or some rules that you have learned when it comes to writing. So you rephrase it and you put it on the paper. So when you're talking, maybe I will show you a slide where what is the difference between an informal and a formal talk shows. Okay, so we'll get back to it. I think I'm talking a lot before we getting into the introductory session. So let me get into the introduction sessions where we'll go with a very quick intro, right? Maybe we'll start with Abhishek and Ashok, then Kumar, Kunal, right? Just your name and your, maybe if you want to say your educational, you can say educational. Your hobbies, maybe you can say your hobbies, and then whatever you want to say to the group or about you, which nobody knows or something, you can go share ahead. Okay, fine. So shall we start with Abhishek?
Yeah, yes, sir. Hi, sir.
Yeah,
Good
go
morning.
ahead, Abhishek. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Abhishek Asis, and I have completed my bachelor's degree in commerce from Bangalore University,
Mhm.
and I have completed my CBOP program recently, and currently I'm doing S2P course for SOCGEN,
Mhm.
and my hobby is to write poem and shayari. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Okay. Good. Thank you, Abhishek. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
Ashok.
Yes, sir. Hello.
I think
So,
Ashok is having some problem with his headset.
yes, hi, hi, sir.
Okay. Ashok, we can hear you, Ashok, but you're not sounding good. Maybe have a check with your headphones.
Is it audible, sir?
Okay, fine. Ashok, take your time. We'll come back to you later. Maybe have a check with your speaker or the microphone. It's like you're sounding, but you're not sounding well. We cannot hear you properly. Okay, fine. So next we'll go with yeah, Harsha.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, Harsha, how are you doing, man?
I'm fine, sir. What about you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. You can
Happy to.
say something about yourself to the group.
Yeah, sure, sir. Uh, Myself, Harshvardhan Reddy, and I came from Puttaparthi, Andhra Pradesh, and I've completed my post graduation from Dr. MGR University, and I've completed my Bachelor's of Business Administration from Andhra Loyola College. And coming to my hobbies, I read newspapers. I like to know new things, and coming to strengths, um, I'm adaptable to new things, and
Don't take it in the interview manner, man. About strengths and all. Just your cool things like about your hobbies and whatever you want to share to the group. Just a single sentence. That's it. Don't go
yeah,
get into the
my
interview.
yeah, sure. My hobbies, I like I like to read newspapers, and I like to know new things. Uh, and in free times, I play indoor games and outdoor games. This is all about my hobbies, and I watch
Okay.
movies too.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, Asha.
Yes, sir.
Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Kumar.
Hi, sir. Yeah, good morning, everyone. This is Kumar. Um, my highest qualification is MBA into finance. I'm basically from Bangalore. Apart from that, my hobby is cricket. I play outdoor games on weekends, apart from my regular job. I have 3 years experience in corporate. So after that, I thought of doing COP and then getting into a good IB banks, investment banks.
Okay, good. Thank you, Kumar.
Thank you,
Kunal?
sir. Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Kunal Chitambare. I am from Guna, Madhya Pradesh. Also, I am a bachelor's degree holder in commerce. And apart from this, I am also a sketch artist. I like sketching and traveling and trekking. That's it.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Thanks, Kunal. Madan?
Hello, hi sir.
Yeah, hi Madan. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, doing good, sir. It's really good to hear it from you after a very long time, sir.
Thank you, Madan.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Good morning, everybody, and my name is Madan Prabhu, and I've completed my undergraduation in Loyola College, and I did my BCom there, and then I joined Dr. MJ University to take up my MBA course. And to talk about my hobbies, I love to sing and dance, and recently I've started learning how to cook, and that's it.
Okay, good. So the COVID is helping you to learn new stuffs. Good, Madan. Keep it up. Okay.
Thank you.
Next,
Yeah,
Madhukar. Yeah, go ahead,
yeah.
Madhukar.
Hi, sir. Hi, good morning, sir.
Good morning, man.
Good morning. Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Madhukar. I'm from Telangana. I'm completed Masters in Commerce from Kakti University. Uh, my hobbies are watching movies and sometimes playing chess and carom. That's it, sir.
Okay, good, Madhu. Good. Yeah, Mansi.
Hello, good morning
Yeah, Mansi.
everyone. My name is Mansi Chitambare. I am from Guna, MP. I have completed my Bachelor's of Commerce from Jivaji University. Currently, I am pursuing with S2P training and I have completed recently my CBOP. My hobbies are I like to travel and play badminton and read books.
Okay. Anything else that you want to add on, Mansi?
No, no sir.
Yeah, Mansi. Anything else you want to add on?
No.
Okay,
That's it.
fine. Good. Thanks, Mansi.
Thank you, sir.
Fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you. Mohammed?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
Yes, we can hear you, Mohammed. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Fine, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Okay.
This is Muhammad Izhar. I'm from Hyderabad. I've completed my bachelor's in commerce from Kakatiya University, and currently I'm pursuing MBA into finance. And I hold 1 year of experience in Genpact. And when coming to my hobbies, I like playing cricket, football, kabaddi, and indoor game as well. That's it. Thank you.
Good. So kabaddi is one of your favorite sports. Good moment.
Yeah.
Something which nobody would say that. Okay, good. Yeah, Osama. Next one is Osama. I'm a little scared when I heard that name. Yeah, go ahead, Osama.
There's nothing to be scared about it.
Just kidding. Yeah.
It's okay, not a problem. Hi, everyone. My name is Mohammed and I'm from West Bengal. I have completed my BCom from Calcutta University itself, and post which I came to Bangalore. So I'm new. I've been staying in Bangalore for the past 1 year, but still not accustomed to it.
Okay.
So my hobbies, I really like to play football and basketball, and do swimming as well. I have been one of the top swimmers in my entire like different competition and tournaments. I've been represented my school many times. So companion, I like to go out with people, meet new people, and make new friends. So I can be, and I'm a great bathroom singer as well. Let me remind you that.
Good.
And I like to write things. I have a page of myself on WordPress. Sometimes you can visit and see what I write. It's
Very good.
words and quotes blog.wordpress.com. Sometimes you can visit and give it a That's all. Thanks.
Sure, Sama. Good. So we have a writer here. Very good. Good. Okay. Yes, Paresh Jain.
Hi, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, man.
So myself, Paresh Jain. I have completed my BBM in marketing recently, and I'm presently pursuing this S2P program. And my hobbies are like to play snooker in indoor games, and in
Very good.
outdoor games, I play shuttle regularly.
Okay,
As I
good.
have into one club, so I go regularly there. I even I can what they say, I can meet even new people there, and even I get keep myself hydrated. Like
Okay, good. Good, Paresh. Thank you. Yeah. Ramana?
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, man.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ramanan. I've done my graduation in CMI University as BBA, and I've worked in Accenture for a year. That's for 1.5 years. I've worked in Accenture as an associate. And coming to my hobbies, I like to travel, trekking, and play any games. Whether it be indoor or outdoor, I like to play any games. This is about me, sir.
Okay, good. Good, Ramana. Thank you, Ramana.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Next one is Ramu. Is that Ramu? Yeah.
Yes, hi sir, this is Ramu.
Yeah. Go ahead, man. Yeah.
My name is Ramu sir. I belong to Asia. I completed my post-graduation from Andhra University. I'm carrying an experience of 6 months in North End company, and I also have done my internship with SBM Children. If I would talk about my hobbies, I like reading spiritual books that provide the truth about the God and creation, and I like to play cricket, volleyball, and I also like spending time with my family. That's it.
Okay. Good. Good, Ramu. Sandhya?
Hi, sir. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, Sandhya. How are you?
Yeah, I'm also good, sir.
Good, Sandhya. Yeah, you can introduce to the group. Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, all. My name is Sandhya. I am from Chennai batch, and I'm currently pursuing MCOM final year, final semester. And regarding my hobbies, I read novels and do handcrafts work also. And till 7th, I was a badminton player, and due to some family pressures, and I have to give my badminton thing. Yeah, still I play in the streets as well, and I've played a couple of tournaments as well.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Sandhya.
Thank you.
The next one is Shashank Menon. Okay, one of my favorites movies title name. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Shashank.
Good morning, sir. Shashank here. So, which movie is Shashank Menon, sir? I've never heard. Oh, you're talking about Shawshank Redemption.
Exactly. Sounds like that.
Yeah. So, yes, sir. I'm Shashank Menon. I'm a graduate from Christ University in BCom F&A. And I have 2.5 years experience in operations, which is my own, like it was a family business, which was involved in automobile manufacturing. And my hobbies are, I'm a national level badminton player. So my hobbies right now is just playing badminton. Almost during this time, I play for 2 hours. So that's my hobby for now. And I do trekking and other adventures like that.
Good. Cool, man. Keep it up. Good. Okay. Sriram?
Sir, hi sir, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. How are you, man?
Yeah, fine sir. Hi guys
Yeah.
and girls. I'm Sriram from Chennai. I have completed my BCom in Madras University. Currently, I'm pursuing in a course in SOCGen, which is training conducted by SOCGen. And my hobbies are playing cricket, volleyball, and badminton as well. Because of this COVID, I can't able to do such things. Slightly, I changed my hobby to FIFA in Xbox gaming and all like that.
Okay.
That's it, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Sriram. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sumit?
Hi, sir. Very good morning.
Hi. Good morning, man.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sumit Thakur. I hail from Himachal Pradesh, and I've completed my MBA in International Business Management. And also, I have experience of 1.8 months in 1.8 years, sorry, in investment department at policybazar.com. And the basic my hobbies are like I am a mountain boy, so I love to do trekking and mountain climbing. This is my in my blood, you can say. And that's it. I'm stuck in Bangalore. I'm missing my home very much, but I can't do anything. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hope you go back to your native soon. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Suresh?
Good morning, everyone. So
Yep.
my name is Suresh Notial, and basically I belong to Uttarakhand. And also I have an experience of 2.9 years in the accounts and finance domain. There I was working as a senior account process executive. And if I talk about my hobbies, I like to play cricket and football.
Okay.
So that's
Good.
all.
Thank you. Thank you, Suresh. The last but not the least, Tyagesh.
Hi, sir.
Hi, Tyagesh.
Yeah, it is a long time we are having a session with you, sir.
Yes, yes, Tyagesh. How are you, man? How are you doing?
Yeah, fine, sir.
Okay, man.
Uh,
Yeah, go ahead. Introduce yourself to the group.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Jagesh. I finished my become undergraduate in Madras University on 2018. I have a 2 years experience in manufacturing industry as an account assistant, and I finished my SUBA course recently, and I have a training in South End. My hobbies like I playing chess regularly with my grandmother. She is one of the pro player in that, and I have done two to three tournaments in chess, and I like to play badminton. And right now the COVID-19 lockdown situations, I doing like a lot of cooking, so like preparing sweets like rasagulla and gulab jamun by myself.
Okay, good. Very specific in what you're making, Tyagesh. Okay, good. Thank you, Tyagesh. So let me introduce myself, right? So everybody have heard about each other in the group. My name is Maninder Melki Zedek. For the ones who don't know, Maninder Melki Zedek. Okay, so you would have asked me like, what is his name, and I couldn't even pronounce. The first name looks like a Punjabi, the second name looks like a Russian, like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something. I did my engineering in electronics and communication, and then I did my MBA in HR. Then I worked in a software company called Mindtree for a couple of years, and then resigned my job. Then went into English content writer. Then resigned my job. Then went into Nestle, the Maggie company, the Kit Kat company. I was working there as a merchandising officer. Then resigned my job. Then went into Achi Masala and worked there as an HR. Then I resigned my job, and then I started my own company called iThinkers, and I went into a lot of schools, colleges, and corporates, handling students like you as well as corporates in personality development and all those soft skills that you have heard about, right? So that's a small introduction about me. So in today's session, we are going to learn something on business writing, right? Business writing. So once you get inside the company, or since you have, some of you who have worked there, you would have had a lot of experience in writing something. See, they call it as pen is mightier than a sword, right? Now, what is the difference between a business writing and an ordinary writing? Anybody can just say what is the difference between a business writing and
So there is certain etiquette must be followed while writing something for business purpose.
Okay.
One is formal, the other one is informal. Right.
Very good. You're getting the point. One is formal and another one is informal. Very good. You're coming closer to it. Yes. Anybody else?
Business writing must be specific. It must be to the
Okay.
point. And
Very
formal
good.
writing can be anything, like what you're into.
Okay. So business writing should be specific. It should be to the point. Okay. Very good. Anybody else who wants to add on to it? Anybody else who wants to add on to it? Okay, fine. See, when it comes to business writing, there are some few tips that we need to keep in our mind, right? So the first thing that I want to say is in the business writing, you need to first strike the right tone. That is very important. See, when it comes to business writing, when it comes to, maybe you can take it as, email writing. When it comes to email writing or something where you need to, draft a proposal, or maybe if you have worked in a content writer, what they used to do is they used to give you a topic, right? And from the topic you need to write something which is very, very catchy. For example, if you are asked to design a poster, or if you are asked to design some kind of pamphlets, or if they are asking you some of the catchy words. For example, they usually they give this stupendous Sundays or stupendous Saturdays, something matching with S and S. So these are all something which comes under creative thinking, right? So when it comes to business writing, the first thing you need to do is you need to strike the right tone. The tone is very important when it comes to writing. For example, in person, at least you will know something about their body language, about their eye contact, about the way that they are sounding, that the way that they are reciprocating towards you, the way that they are replying towards you. So when you see them, it's very, very easy for you to come to a conclusion. Okay, fine. So whether he or she is interested in the conversation, or he or she is not interested in the conversation, what is running inside their mind, there is something like you can at least take some guesses. But when it comes to writing, there is nobody around you, and you are sending a mail or you are writing something to another person, and when that person is opening up that letter or opening up that email, it's nothing but the words are there, right? For example, there are some emails that come, and it is like they don't mean that they are very harsh, but the words that they use, right, the words that they use are very, very are kind of very authoritative, or they are very kind of how do you call it, as very it's not in a very proper tone, right? For example, maybe if you are for example, if you're asked to send a mail, right, if you're asked to send a mail suppose if you're working as a coordinator in one of the organization, and they're asking to send a mail regarding this COVID, right? And due to this COVID, you are having a very difficult problem here. So the offices are getting shut down and all those things are going on. So maybe we can take your own thing, maybe you can take your own placements, right? So the placements are maybe you say like it's going to go very slow or something. Now this is a very difficult and a very subtle situation. Now how do you frame a sentence, and how do you write about not hurting the other person's feeling, as well as you want to say what is there in your mind, is nothing but you call it as the strike the right tone, right? It's about how you strike the right tone. For example, another example I can give you is like when you're talking, we call it as the assertive communication, right? There are three types of communication. One is non-assertive, that is like you have something in your mind, and when you say it out, you may feel like, oh no, the other person is getting offended. So what you keep it in your mind is like you always keep it in your mind, and you don't say that at all. So it will be in your mind forever and ever and ever, right? That is called as non-assertive. Okay, the other way of communication is aggressive. That is, if somebody is talking and you become very aggressive and yell them back, and they couldn't reply or they couldn't respond you back, you need to accept what the other person is saying. Some of the autocratic leaders are like that. For example, if you take Hitler, there is nobody who can talk against him. So he used to talk in a very aggressive manner. So by the way he speaks, it is a kind of a command, it is a kind of an authoritative things that people take it up. So that is called as aggressive. But the other one is assertive. Assertive is nothing but you talk, okay, you talk, or you want to say something that nobody or the other person is not going to feel good or something, but there is no other goal. It's your organizational goal, it's your objective, it's the way that you work. You need to say it out. So some say it in a very assertive manner, that is without offending yourself or without offending others. The choices of words that they use, and when the way they put it across, that is very, very important. the message that they put across will be very, very politeful. So the first and the foremost thing that I want to say is, when it comes to business writing, please, I want to say this, remember these guidelines for business writing. So the first one is, strike the right tone. Strike the right tone. That is very, very, very important. Tone is very, very, very important. Most of the problems that happen, not only officially, or not only officially, or not only in terms of working environment, even in personal life, because of this tone, most of them understand that person very differently, right? So your tone matters a lot. Even in body language, we learn this. That is, 55% of what you talk is read through your body, right? It's all about your body. 55% of your major talking that you do is read in your body, and around 30 to 33% is your voice modulation, the voice that you modulate. And when you talk, when you don't modulate the voice and when you don't talk, it's like you sound like the old HODs in your college, right? They sound very monotonous. So there won't be a rising tone, or though there won't be a lowering tone. So it will be very monotonous. For example, they talk like, boys, today we are going to have a session on writing skills, and today we are going to something. They go very monotonous. So when you hear these kinds of voice, you cannot hear it for a long time. So your tone, your tone counts around even 30 to 45%. So even when you're writing, the words that you use, the choice of words that you use is very, very important. For example, how many of you have heard about Shivkera? How many of you heard about Shivkera? Anybody has heard about Shivkera? Okay, 1. Okay, 2. Okay, 3. Anybody has heard about Shivkera? Okay. Maybe if you find, okay, only 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, fine. If you find time, maybe just Google and go through some of his. Yeah, he has written a lot of books, and he's a public speaker, and he's the one who wants, he's a kind of a motivational speaker, and by the way he speaks, right? The way he speaks, he doesn't use big complex sentences, right? He doesn't use big complex sentences, but he uses very simple sentences to reach the simple audience, right? There are many people who tend to use big complex vocabularies. I'm not against that, but it is very important to make a note of the audience. For example, your writings to one kind of an audience who can understand only simple English, it's very it's good and better to use simple English. Suppose if the audience is expecting a lot of complications, so for example, there is another word for super. That word is nothing but supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, right? So that's another word for super, or that's another word for extraordinary. So when you are writing something, and when you're talking something like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, some audience, they will be like, what is this fellow talking, man? So instead of that, you can talk in simple English, right? Where you can reach the audience. See, can anybody say what is right communication? Can anybody say what is right communication? Right communication. Can anybody say what is right communication? Okay, expressing yourself
in a precise manner.
Okay, expressing in the right manner and a precise manner. Okay.
Where we can easily convey our message.
Okay, where you can easily convey your message. Okay. Connecting. Okay, other person should understand.
Interacting with other peoples.
Okay, interacting
so that
with other people.
Can easily interact with ourselves.
Okay, interacting with other people. Okay, fine. There is no right communication. It is the way we communicate. Okay, fine. some different thoughts. There is no right communication. It is the way we communicate. Okay. So that is the problem. The problem lies there. It is the way we communicate is where the problem starts. Okay, fine. Making someone to understand the way how it should be understood. Okay, good. Good. So I'm getting a lot of answers from the chat box. Very good. Anything else? Okay. So one defined right communication like this. Right communication is nothing but right words to the right people at the right time. I repeat, right words to the right people at the right time. So this is called as right communication. So some choices of words, right words. When you miss that tone and when you go whatever is coming in your mind, you keep on expressing something, but when the other person doesn't get it what you're trying to say, then it's going to be a big blunder. See, even in storytelling they say like this. In storytelling they say like this. There is a communication from head to head. That is, whatever is inside your head, it's transferred to the other person's head, right? That is, from your head it goes to the other person's head. There's another communication where it is from heart to heart. Whatever is there in your heart, it goes to the other person's heart. The other one is head to heart and heart to head, right? Among these four, the best way to communicate, or the best way to make people understand what you're trying to say, is an heart to heart communication, right? So when you communicate, when you want to have this heart to heart communication, it's always good to strike the right tone, right? That is very important, because when you learn about this, a lot of psychological things are also going behind this when you talk in the right tone. So have this point very clear. Strike the right tone. The second one is get to the point quickly. There are some people who keep on beating around the bushes, right? They don't land into that point quickly. They talk about the X factor, the Y factor, the Z factor, the what are the things that but they don't get to the point. Even in your writing, right? In your writing, in writing mails, there are some who just pile up words. When you open the mail, it will be like an essay writing, or it will be like a paragraph writing. Especially when it comes to business writing, please don't write stories, because when you're coming for a work, into the work environment, the major way of communicating is through mail, right? It's through mail. You communicate through mail, irrespective of telephonic conversation and all those things. 90 to 95% the communication happens through mail. And when you draft something, a mail which is so big, so humongous, right? You could have seen, some of you would have seen, even in your working place, they would have drafted a mail which is so big, and it will be like a story, and there'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4 points, and the other stuff and all. So by the time you finish reading, it will be like, Happa, what a big mail it is, man. Now what is the key point in it? Right? You would have forgotten the key point in it. So when you're drafting a mail, or when you're writing something, especially when you're writing, or when it comes to business writing, it's always good to get to the point quickly. Don't beat around the bush, right? Don't beat around the bush. For example, there is something called as traceability, right? Traceability and accessibility. So traceability is something where in written communication, where you will be allowed to trace the mails. Especially you can trace mails easily, right? That's why they call it as the written. When it is oral, it's nothing but it goes on the air. That's it. You don't have something to trace about. But when it is written, it is very, very good to write, or stick to the point and don't beat around the bushes, right? Even if when you ask somebody to what happened to you, or why are you so dull, or what happened, usually what they do is they don't come to the point, right? They say like, no, what happened yesterday and that day, what happened this day, they happened, blah 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 blah. There'll be a lot of stories that they pile up. At the end, they say, okay, this is what actually happened, right? Usually that is human psychology, right? When you ask somebody, why are you so sad, there'll be only one particular reason why you're sad, but they won't jump into that, right? They keep on saying, on that day, this day, that day, that day, it all happened, and they miss the point, right? See, even when it comes to problem solving also, we used to follow this technique in problem solving. That is right. Like you get a lot of when you do brainstorming, you get a lot of ideas, or you get a lot of points. So what they first do is they used to delete some points, right? They used to delete some points, and take only the main points where we can discuss on and come to a conclusion how to solve problems. So get to the point quickly is the second thing that I wanted to say, right? So the first thing is strike the right tone. Remember this when you are writing your business writing or your email writing. Always remember this, right? And second point is get to the point quickly. Okay, now I'm getting to the point quickly. The third point is be clear and concise, right? What do you mean by this word concise? Anybody? What do you mean by this word concise?
Concise means conveying something in a short way, but it should also contain required information.
Exactly, right? Exactly. Short, to the point. Okay, always remember this word when you write your email on your when you're writing your uh, business communication, right? What is that word? That word is kiss. What does kiss mean? I'm not asking the literal word of kiss. Okay, I'm just putting it in. Keep it short and simple, right? Keep it short and simple, right? So see, when it comes to short, don't cut short it too much, and don't eliminate the main points. That is also very important. So when it comes to this business writing, this is very, very important. Keep it short and simple. That is very important. So be clear, and see, even when somebody is asking you a question, I have seen this even in interviews, right? When it comes to even verbal communication, when we ask some question, right? When we ask some question, uh, some of them they say some answers which they don't understand. You're getting what I'm trying to say? Even which they don't understand. They say some answers which, when we ask them, what did you say? They were like, well, they will be thinking, right? Now let me ask you a question, right? Maybe answer it in one word, right? Answer it in one word. Let me see. Maybe I'm just expecting a lot of answers from you, right? What is the most spontaneous thing that you've ever done in your life? Just one word. Let me think about and let me check about your thinking pattern. What is the most spontaneous thing that you've ever done in your life? Very good. Talking, trekking, spontaneous thing. Spontaneous, like just like that, you do. Okay. Broke many, cheating, mountain climbing, watching, sleeping, attraction. Okay. Bungee jumping. Okay. I think I told that to the class. Okay. Bungee jumping. Good. Okay. The one that you're doing right now. If you have this presence of mind, you could have said it. The spontaneous thing that you're doing right now. Right now you're sleeping. Oh my God. Listening. Okay. Texting. Good. Before that, before listening, before texting, before listening. Exactly. You got it. Thinking. So, okay. Watching. Thinking. Okay. Good. So make sure that you keep it very clear and concise. Okay, fine. So the next one is the next point that I want to say is illustrate your points with specifics. Right? There are something where you call generalized things, and there is something called as specific things. So once you are writing, especially that is where this MS Word is given, where you use this bulletins, right? When you're talking something on specific points, when you're talking on some conditions, or when you're talking on procedures, or when you're talking on protocols, or when you're mentioning some steps, even when you see have you written algorithms, right? In algorithms, what they used to do, they don't used to write in a paragraph, right? They used to write in step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So it is easy for you to understand. See, for example, even when if you are taken back to the school days, in the old days, there is a subject called as geometry, right? In geometry, what you need to do is you have to draw a straight line from A to B, point 1, point 2, keep your protractor and point A and mark your angle at 90 degrees. That is the second step. So you write as statements, right? You write has statements. So when you are illustrating your points, especially when it comes to specific points, it is good to write in points, that is point 1, point 2, point 3, or you can use bulletin, right? Or it's like it can make that message to be conveyed in a very easy manner, right? By the way that you can convey, it becomes very easy. Okay, so the next one I wanted to say is remember the goal. So when you're remembering all the first 1, 2, 3, the fourth point, it is very easy that you forget. You see, for example, in physics or chemistry or whatever you write, the first thing that you write is the objective. See, everybody is going towards that objective. For example, you take the organization is working towards the objective goals. So what is the prime factor, or what is the main goal of this mail, or main goal of this business writing? See, if there are no goals, or if there are no specific reasons, please do not draft a mail, or please do not write something, right? It is of no use. See, for simple things, or for nominal things, don't use this business writing, right? Because business writing is something where you have to present something which is very majorly important to that particular person. That's why even in emails you mark it as the yellow color, right? So remember your goal. So whatever that you are writing, it should have a goal, and it should have a kind of a response. So if it doesn't have a response, or if it doesn't have a goal, no, it becomes very blunt, right? And the next one I want to say is avoid jargon and cliches. What do you mean by jargon? Anybody? Anybody? Short forms, okay. Long stories, okay. Okay. Anything else?
Words like yup, nope, all these kinds of words are jargons.
Exactly. It's difficult to understand. Complicated words are shortcuts, right? Good. Good. We have a content writer there. Good. So avoid jargons. It is not going to help you when it comes to business communication. So when you're writing all those things, right, remember, when you're drafting it up, and especially even when it comes to spacing, and the way they align, especially when they're type it with one will be in the caps, one will be in the small, so the presentation looks very awkward, right? So don't use those jargons and cliches. It's not going to help you when it comes to business communication, right? The last and the final one that I want to say is one thing very, very important where most of us fail, is edit and proofread, right? Edit and proofread. See, when it comes to writing, there is nobody, who can write something very perfect on the first time. That is why I think in your whole school days, you would have learned something called as the presse writing. What they used to do was they used to, make you write the rough copy and then make you write the fair copy, right? Do you remember that? Do you remember all those things which would have you would have done in your schools, right? You would have written your rough copy and then you would have written your fair copy. Why do they do it? It's like there is always time where you can make a spelling mistake, or you can make there are ample of opportunities for you to make a lot of mistakes there. There might be some grammatical mistakes, there might be a lot of things, right, that you can miss, right? Or for example, even you can also miss some of the important points that you wanted to add on, right? So there are so much of things that you can edit there, right? So that is what I wanted to say. So proofread is something where you need to read by sentence, and especially when you work as an content writer, especially there's one content writer here, so I just want to add this point. When you work as a content writer, there is something called as procedures. Okay, for example, especially when you work as an SEO analyst, search engine optimization analyst, there is something where you have to follow. There are some rules and protocols that you need to follow. And the one such rule is where you are not supposed to use that word often, right? It should not get repeated often, but at the same time it should be found, at least those keywords I'm talking about, it should be found around 5 to 6 times in that passage. So you need to write in such a way so that the keywords are getting matched, and at the same time it's not over repeated. So when you proofread, you will have a point where okay, fine, this is over repeated, this is not needed in this sentence, so we can change the phrase, or you can put adjectives over here, you can put all the things, or other adverbs or whatever you want to sprinkle over the sentence, you can put it there. So the guidelines for writing a business writing is, the first one is you need to have strike the right tone. The second one is get to the point quickly. Third one is it should be clear and concise. Fourth one is illustrate your points with specifics. Fifth one is remember the goal. Sixth one is avoid jargon and cliches. And seventh one is you need to proofread, right? You need to proofread, right? Fine. Just go through these points. Okay. Now have a look at the chart. So maybe the first column, that is the formal communication. The second column is the informal communication. Now we're going to see about, maybe you can take it as the written as well as the oral. You can written communication as well as the verbal communication, right? Now have a look at this. See, whenever it is written, right? Whenever it is written communication, the first and the foremost thing, it should be structured, right? It should be structured. It should have a structure. Maybe I think after this slide, maybe I will talk to you about parts of a speech or parts of a sentence, because these are all given in your curriculum. So I need to teach it, whether if you are aware of it or something. I need to go through it, so just bear with me, right? Okay, fine. So the first one is deliberately structured. That is your formal communication, that is your written communication, has a structure, right? It has a structure. But informal communication is spontaneous. That is, for example, when you go for an interview, right? When you go for an interview, and when you go for a public speaking, just have these two things in your mind. When you go for an interview and when you go for a public speaking, right? When you go for an interview, it is like the questions that they ask, you can answer it very spontaneously. For example, how do you see yourself after 5 years? Or what is the job that you would have taken up if not this investment banking? So these are all things that comes under informal. It comes spontaneously, right? You need to say something out very immediately, at the same time, by using your presence of mind. That is very important. So why are HRs asking interview questions such as, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, how do you see after 5 years, if not this job, what job would you land up in, what is the spontaneous thing that you have ever done, what is your work ethic, why do they ask this question? It's nothing but to check your presence of mind, right? How well you can think, how well you can come up with good answers in a very particular short period of time. So that goes under informal communication. So it is very spontaneous and it is unstructured. So even when you're talking, right, you can you can pause, or you can you can change your direction of the conversation. You have a lot of what can you say, a lot of opportunities, or you have a lot of space for you to talk verbally when it comes in informal. But when it comes to formal communication, it is not like that. It is a structured one. For example, if you are going for an elocution competition, or when you're going for a public speaking competition, it is like you start up saying like, ladies and gentlemen, right? So there is a format, there's a regular way of format. For example, if you have seen WWE, and by the way that they announce the wrestlers, they announced like introducing 356 pounds from the great California. So it's a format that they deliberately structure to get the attention from the audience. So that comes under the formal communication. This comes under the informal communication. So the second one is, it is well planned. Okay, it is well planned, it is systematic, and it is authorized, right? It is unplanned. This one is unplanned, unsystematic, and unauthorized, right? And the next one is flow, right? It comes through a chain of command, right? It comes through a chain of command, and here it is unofficially channels, not prescribed, right? Here it is rigid. You need to follow certain rules and regulations, especially when it comes to grammar. That's what we are going to see in the next after this slide. We're going to see something on grammar, basics of grammar. So when it comes to formal communication, when it comes to written communication, when it comes to business communication, it is rigid. So you cannot make grammatical mistake, you cannot make any spelling mistakes, right? Here it is flexible. When you're talking, you don't follow the exact grammatical rule, or this you don't follow the exact tenses, and you don't follow that, right? There are some space given to you where you can pause and you can talk. The other thing is like, see, to achieve business objectives, that is when it comes to formal communication, right? To achieve business objectives. And here it is to satisfy personal needs. That is when you're talking, right? So the conversation that is done orally, it is something to satisfy the personal needs. And formal communication is time taking. You need to form a correct structured passage. That is very important. And the second one is, it is fast. As I told you, it is spontaneous, right? And when it comes to accuracy, it is accurate and authentic. Now here it is often distorted, right? When you're talking, it can be often distorted, right? So just have a view on this slide. Okay, now we are going to brush up a little bit of basics. Okay, grammar basics, right? I think I've asked this question for the Chennai guys. Maybe let's see whether the other guys would find this out, right? It's an easy question. Maybe we'll just brush up some of the little bit of grammars, maybe about the parts of a sentence, and there's another topic called sentence formation. Maybe I'm planning, like, keeping the sentence formation as a game, because if I take the sentence formation in a very theoretical manner, it will be very boring here in the class. So let me see whether we can have that as a game. So before that, I just want to put a sentence, and I want you to separate what is the subject and what is the predicate, right? Maybe the Chennai guys can be a little quiet here. Maybe we'll see the others, maybe who can come up with the sentence. Okay, now look at the sentence. The sentence is shut the door, right? The sentence is shut the door. Now, what is the subject in this sentence and what is the predicate in this sentence? Okay, door is the subject, door is the subject, door is the subject. Shut is the predicate. Shut is the predicate. Predicate is shut. Door is the subject. Shut is predicate. Okay, shut is predicate. Okay. Now my next question is, what is predicate? Since now you said, like, it's predicate, it's predicate, it's predicate. Now, what do you mean by predicate? Which tells something about the subject. Okay. The action. Okay. The part, yeah, it's a part of a sentence. Okay. Predicate is the verb. Okay. It's an action. For example, I'll give you another sentence. Another sentence. The cat killed the mouse. The cat killed the mouse. Okay. Now what is the subject here? What is the predicate here? Predicate is killed. Okay. Now just separate into two, subject and predicate. Cat and mouse is the subject. Predicate is something that tells us about the action of the subject. Cat is the subject and kill is the predicate. Okay. Then what about the mouse? Okay. Fine. Okay. Fine. See, the cat is the subject. The cat is the subject, and killed the mouse is the predicate. So what do you mean by a predicate? Predicate is nothing but the verb, and the word which follows the verb is called the predicate, right? The verb and the word that follows the verb is called as the predicate, right? So the cat is the subject, kill the mouse is the predicate. Now, what is the subject and predicate in this sentence? What is the subject and predicate in this sentence called shut the door? First of all, what sentence is this? Can anybody get what sentence is this? Very good. Very good. Good. Bang on. So Kumar has got the answer. Shut the door is predicate. There is no subject here. Right? It is an exclamatory, or you call it as an imperative sentences. For example, I can write the sentence like, you shut the door. Now what is the subject? The subject is you. Right? It doesn't change the meaning of it. Can you get what I'm trying to say? So, see, these are basic grammars. Okay, these are basic grammars. Now, maybe I'll ask some of you. I'll ask some of you. Maybe I'll ask Ramu. Okay, I'll ask Ramu. Ramu, can you give me any animal name or a bird name starting with N? If you others know the answer, just keep it in your mind. Anybody, can you give me an animal name or a bird name starting with N? Okay, others? Still thinking? Okay. Okay. Well, I think most of you would have Googled now. Okay, since Numbat is a fish. Okay, good. Okay, nightingale, nilgai. Okay, fine. Nightingale. Okay, good. See, when it comes to sentence formation, okay, when it comes to sentence formation, I want to take a little slide on it's okay. 1 second. Just give me a moment. Okay, fine. See, it's there in a part of your curriculum. So, I'm just taking the basics, right? So the basics. So when it comes to a sentence formation, you need to have an idea about what does the sentence is all about. So you have a noun, you have a verb, you have a pronoun, you have an adverb, you have a conjunction, you have a preposition, you have an articles, you have adjectives, right? So these are the ones that form a sentence. These are nothing but part of a speech or part of a sentence, right? Now, what do you mean by a noun? Noun is nothing but, most of them they say about name, place, animal thing. So even in that animal, I asked you something on N. Simple. Okay. So noun means name, place, or animals or thing. Okay. Now can you give me an animal name? Can you give me an animal name starting with Z? With Z, except zebra. Except zebra. That's why I told you. Except zebra. Everybody knows zebra, zebra, zebra. Can you give me an animal name starting with Z except zebra? Okay, zebra shark. Okay. Very good. Jaws. Very good. Jaws. You could have Googled it even more better. You will get another word. Okay. Okay. Jaws. Okay. What do you mean by a Jaws? These are all zebu. Yeah, zebu is a zori. See, there's another word also called as zonky. Right? These are all crossbreeds. right? Crossbreed. So see, since you are okay with this, I think, I don't know whether some of you would have said it, or most of you, I think you would have Googled it. Okay, so just think, when somebody's asking you, would have learnt about this noun, verb, pronoun, adverb, conjunctions, long back from our childhood. But the only animal that we know when it comes to Z is zebra. That is what we have studied. So it's like, that is what I tell you, to learn a lot of vocabularies, right? Vocabularies plays a very major role, where you can learn a lot of new words. Okay, let me not get into that right now. So now anything that apart from now I'm going to give you a sentence. Now find the noun in it. Okay, find the noun in it. The sentence is, honesty is the best policy. Now, as per our learning, what we have said noun is name, place, animals, and things. Right? Now, what is the noun here in this sentence? Okay. Okay. And what about policy? Okay, what is, how can you say honesty has a noun? Now my next question is, okay, honesty and policy are both noun. It's a pronoun. Okay, it's a pronoun. What do you mean by a pronoun then? Because it's a quality. Okay, good. Somebody is coming to the point. Good, somebody is coming to the point. Any other answers that you want to give? Any other answers that you want to give? Okay, the quality of being honest. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. We'll go into some, some depths, or we'll go into some this noun into some detail. See, when you talk about noun, there are 4 types of noun. Okay, one is concrete or abstract noun, common noun and proper noun, collective noun and group noun, countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Okay, so the first thing is that we see is concrete noun. For example, take this sentence. Graham likes to go to the zoo and see the animals. Okay, and see the animals. Now, what is the noun here? What is the noun here? It's simple. The noun is people, animal, and things come under concrete noun. Okay, have this in your picture. People, animals, and things come under concrete noun, because you can touch people, you can touch animal, you can touch things. So these come under concrete nouns. But abstract noun is something where you cannot touch them. Right? For example, honesty is the best policy. Can you touch honesty? Can you touch some policies? No. Right? But it is known as the abstract noun. Look at this. Love is a verb. Can you touch love? No. But it is known as the abstract noun. You got what I'm trying to say? So noun means you have concrete noun, that is where you can touch, and abstract noun is where you cannot touch. Okay. The next thing is common and proper noun. For example, look there, common nouns. Man is a common noun. When you say it's specific, that is, I've put my name there, right? It comes under proper nouns. So that is why you can name your babies, or you can name anybody like how you wish. There are some names which is very difficult even to pronounce, like one of mine, and there are even much difficult names where you struggle to pronounce it. But when you ask them, they call it is my proper name. You can call it however I wish. So it's like man is a common name, and Mananda Melchizedek is something specific, right? That is called as the proper nouns. For example, women, Allison; city, Hamburg; country, China; university, University of Chicago, California; company, Google; restaurant, KFC; religion, Buddhism; language, English; day, Friday; month, October. right? So the left part of the slide, that is the man, women, all these are general or common nouns, but when it comes to the right side of the slide, that is proper nouns. Okay, so you have learned about concrete, you have learned about abstract, common, and proper, right? Now, collective nouns, right? A group of players is called as a team, right? You don't write it as a group of players. When you're even writing in your business communication or something, they write it as team, right? So have this in your mind. A group of employers, you call it as staff. A group of students, you call it as a class. A group of criminals, you call it as a gang. A group of soldiers, you call it as an army. A group of onlookers. What do you mean by onlookers? Can anybody frame a sentence using the word onlookers? First of all, who's an onlooker? Onlooker is nothing but, for example, there's an accident on the road, right? And there's a group of gathering. There's a group of people, they come and they gather and they, look what has happened. Exactly, spectators. So they are called as a crowd, right? A group of wolves, pack. You call it a pack of wolves. Bees, a swarm of bees, a bunch of keys, a pair of shoes, a flight of staircases or stairs. Understand? So this is something where you call it as the collective noun. Okay, keep this in your mind. When you're using a plural form of something, please don't use criminals or employees, but use them as staffs and gang, respectively. Right? This is known as the collective nouns. The next one is countable and uncountable. Countable nouns is nothing but, for example, you can see there, book, pen, man, spoon, building, all these things come under countable nouns. Uncountable nouns is something like water, coffee, air, salt, sugar, love, advice. These are uncountable nouns. You cannot count them, right? And for countable nouns, you use a and an, and you can use it in plurals. For example, you can call it as books, pens, right? Plural form of man is men, right? So you can use it as plurals. But whereas in uncountable nouns, you cannot use a or an, but in plurals you can use it in times of measures. A glass, a teaspoon, a cup of coffee, pounds, kilograms, ounces, liters of waters. You can use such words. See, when you're writing, this is very important. When you're writing, you don't get immediately these kinds of words. That's why I'm just showing this, right? So in countable, you can use how many, but in uncountable, you use how much, right? How much. Here you use a few. In uncountable, you use a little. In countable, you use many, a lot of, right? But in uncountable, you use much, and also you can use a lot of. In here, you can use some. Even in uncountable, you can use some, right? Here more, you can also use more. Here fewer, but here in uncountable, you use less, right? Right? Less sugar. You don't say fewer sugar. You say less sugar. So this comes under a countable and uncountable voice. Okay. Okay. Fine. Right. Then we'll go with the verb. 2 kg of sugar become uncountable noun, sir. Can I get what you're asking? Sugar is something uncountable, right? That is what it is. Yes. Okay. Then we'll go with verbs, right? What do you mean by a verb then? What do you mean by a verb? Verb is nothing but an action verb or something you call it as, right? It's something, action verb. From our kindergarten, they would have heard something, kind of an action verb, right? So in verb, there are different forms, okay? The first one is the dynamic, and the second one is the static, okay, or stative, okay? And the second one is the main verb and the auxiliary verb, right? The third one is regular verb, and irregular verb. The fourth one is transitive and intransitive. Okay, let me finish this verb and then I'll give you a small exercise and then we'll see, we'll proceed in the next classes. Okay, fine. So when it comes to action verbs, that is dynamic verbs, right? Shouting, running, climb, stand, sit, grow, something which expresses physical activities or process. It's called as action verbs. For example, the children are playing in the park. Who's shouting, right? These are all action verbs. Static verbs is exactly like, see, express situation and it gives information but no actions. For example, be, have, think, like, own, right? I have a large family is right. I am having a large family is a wrong way of communicating or writing. Okay, I see I'm saying this because it will all help you, it will be help you when it comes to business writing. Okay, whereas Julia likes chocolate ice cream is a right form. Julia is liking chocolate ice cream is the wrong form, right? State verbs cannot be used in continuous form. For example, when you learn tenses, there are different types of tenses. Let me not get into tenses right now, but just have this in your mind. When you're using state verbs, it cannot be used using continuous form. When you say continuous form, there are present continuous, past continuous, future continuous, right? So don't use state verbs in continuous forms. Okay, then what is a main verb and what is an auxiliary verb? For example, take the first sentence. Melky is working now. Now, what is the main verb? The main verb is working, right? The auxiliary verb is. So is, are, was, where, it all comes under auxiliary, right? Even if it is tense is be tense, we use it as Melky is working now, and is comes under auxiliary, and the main verb is working now. Now we are using this sentence in the negative form. Melky isn't working now, right? It comes under negative. Now we are using into question, an interrogative form. Is Melky working now? Right? It's in the interrogative. Now look at the next sentence. I don't play golf every weekend. It's in the negative. Okay, now we are using it in the interrogative. Do you play golf every weekend? Right? Now look here, look at the last sentence. We are using the helping verb. We have visited the UK 4 times. So what does it mean? So all throughout your lifetime, till now, you have visited UK 4 times. Okay, all throughout your life. It's a lifetime experience. Now look here, we are not using the auxiliary verb. Okay, we are not using the auxiliary verb. We are taking the auxiliary verb out. We visited the UK last year. Now it talks about single experience. Can you identify the difference where you have to use your auxiliary verb as well as your main verb? Right? Okay, fine. We have a car. Now look here, they never used an auxiliary verb, but it is used as a main verb. Sometimes auxiliary verb can turn into a main verb. Understand? We have a car. Now what is the verb in this sentence? You cannot say it as an auxiliary verb, but because there is no verb, the auxiliary verb have changed into a main verb. Okay, fine. Now we're looking into modal verbs. Modal verbs is nothing but it helps you to adjust the sentence according to the mood or the attitude or the feeling of the speaker. Okay, for example, the Super Kings might win the IPL this year. Okay, now read the sentence without might. The Super Kings win the IPL this year. So might, could, can, may, will, would, should, must, these are all modal verbs where it will help for predictions, right? For example, my sister can play the guitar. My sister can play the guitar. Can is a modal verb. My sister plays the guitar is something different. My sister can play the guitar is something where it talks about the ability. So it can talk about predictions, it can talk about ability. Okay, and the last sentence is, you mustn't smoke here. It also talks about a little bit of authority where, no permission is granted. For example, some of them have this habit of it's like you should. It's a kind of authoritative sentence that usually when you write in your business communication, when you write, for example, you are asked to do something, right? Many of them use this you should, right? It sounds very authoritative, but when it comes to writing or in a mail, it is always good that when you're writing it to colleagues, or when you're writing it to for a request or something, instead of using should, you can use other words which are more polite. But when it comes to authoritative, or when it wants your work to get done, at some point of view, they use this modal verbs. Okay, and now regular and irregular verbs. All right, for example, take a look at the first one, to cook. Okay, cook or cooks is the present tense, right? When it comes to past tense, it is cooked. When it comes to past participle, we call it the V3. Okay, present tense is V1, past tense is V2, past participle is V3, and the last one is continuous. Okay, so cooks, cooked, cooked, and cooking. Okay, that is the regular verb. But look at the irregular verb, right? Go, goes, but the past tense of go is went, and the past participle of go is gone, and the past participle, or the continuous tense, you call it as continuous tense, is called as going, right? Am is an are was. In the past tense it's was or were, in the past participle being, and in continuous it's being, right? Read or reads is the present tense, the past tense is read. Okay, and the past participle is read and reading. So this is something called as irregular verbs, and there is no other go that you need to memorize it. For example, have a look at this irregular verbs. Look here, there's a big words you should, and it is always good that if you can memorize these, there's no other go. Okay, how many of you heard about this book called Wren and Martin? Anybody has heard about this book called Wren and Martin? Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. Yes. Okay, 3 has heard about this book. Okay, fine. See, this book is called Wren and Martin, right? This book is called Wren and Martin, and if you want to learn proper grammar, it is always good. It's always good to get into this book, and there will be a lot of information about it. It talks about grammar. It talks about sentence formation. It talks about noun. It talks about verb. Even letters. How to write business letters. How to form sentences. How about phrases. About idioms. About all the aspects of grammar. So if you don't have this book, I recommend you to get this book to get a strong hold on grammar. Okay, so these are the irregular verbs. Maybe I'll just take one particular irregular verb. For example, look here, slay, slew, slayed. So when you're using it in a sentence, especially when it comes to written communication, and when you're changing your tenses, right? It's like you cannot put slayed up here, right? It is slew, sleep, slept, slept. So there are a lot of words here for you. Maybe you can just go through these words, right? Just go through these words, and it will be helpful for you when you are writing something when it comes to business communication. Okay, fine. I'm just going quick. Okay, last I'm going to finish here. Last thing, transitive and intransitive verbs. See, a transitive verb is nothing but it always takes an object, right? It always takes an object. So just look at the sentence there. A transitive verb. In grammar, the object of a verb is a noun, right? I'll just go with the sentences. It will be very easy for you to understand. For example, the first one is Clayson kicked the ball. Okay, a transitive sentence always has something, a question where it has something what or who. Clayson kicked what? The ball. That is the object. I made a cake. What? A cake. That's an object. She kissed Pablo. Who? That's a person, right? So a transitive verb always takes an object, whereas an intransitive verb does not take an object. For example, live, die, laugh, cry, run, sleep, sit, stand. Okay, they do not take an object. For example, you can see the sentence there, right? You can see the sentence there. Right? The old man laughed loudly. So it gives you only the information about it, but it doesn't say about what or whom. So these are known as transitive verbs. The common mistake that we do is we leave out the object after the transitive verb. See, the thief climbed and then escaped. That is a wrong form of writing. The thief climbed over the wall and then escaped. So it's always good to add a object after a transitive verb. You're getting what I'm trying to tell you? There are some words which act as, verbs can be both. It can be transitive as well as intransitive. Okay, but two examples of intransitive only verbs is arrive and die. This will come only under intransitive verbs. Okay, now let me not get into pronouns and all those things. It will be very, going for. Let me, give you some exercise. Let me give you some exercise. Now, I will ask you to write some sentences. Okay, I'll ask you to write some sentences. Now, since we have studied about noun and verb, right? I'm going to give you a word. Now you need to write that word as a noun as well as a verb. Okay, you need to write that sentence as a verb as well as a noun. Okay, so the first word is whistle. Write a sentence. Very good. Conductor has a whistle with him. Very good. So that is a noun, or is it a verb? Okay, good. He is whistling in the class. Very good. Good. Good, Mansi and Madan. Now the second word is, okay, let everybody just frame their own sentences. Train blows the whistle. Good. There were a massive hit in the economy due to the whistleblower. Okay. Good. E was a whistleblower in the organization. Very good. Whistleblower. Okay, whistleblower. So MBA students are getting into that whistleblowing concepts. Okay, good. The policeman blew his whistle. Good. Police blew the whistle. Okay, good. Maybe you can put it as noun as well as a verb. Umpire blew the whistle as time was up. Okay. A whistle is used for whistling. Okay. Good. See, Osama has put the noun as well as a verb in one sentence. Good. Youths whistle when they find something attractive. Okay. Who is whistling? Very good. Very good. Okay. Any people whistled in the exhibition. Okay. She cheered and whistled. Good. Okay. Good. People got excited and whistled. Good. Okay, we'll go with the next word. Or okay, Robert whistles when he is excited. Okay, so okay, fine. We'll go with the next word. Maybe you can put it in one chat box saying like this is the noun and this is the verb, so that even others can also have a look at your sentences. Okay, fine. So Kunal also puts like stop whistling the whistle. Okay, fine. Then the next word is promise. Promise. Just keep posting it. I'll be just back in a minute. Okay. Okay. So it starts with I promise to stay with her. Good. I promise that I won't promise ever again. Good. Promise is a big word. It's hard to keep up one's promise. Good. I promise Alia I will stay with her. Okay, why everybody is like putting stay with her, stay with her. I think Paresh wants to stay with her. Something. Okay, good. She kept her promise. Okay. Promising someone is not to break that promise ever again. Good. Think before promising. Very good. She never made a promise that she didn't intend to keep. Good. I promise I have to stay with her. Okay, fine. Paresh. Okay, good. He promised to do his best. Okay, she gave me her promise. I promise not to harm you. Okay, what is the noun and what is the verb? What is the sentence which is having the noun and what is having a sentence which is the verb? Maybe you can put it along with your sentence so that uh, others can also understand. Okay, I promised. Okay, I will be back with you. Okay, I can promise you. I will not try not to lie to you. I promise. Okay, so is that a verb or how many of you put it in the noun form? For example, he could not keep the promise he had given to his mother. Is a noun form. Well, what will be the verb form? I promised will be the verb form. Right? Okay. Alia kept her promise is a noun. Okay, good, good. Okay, fine. Okay, the next one, the next word is laugh. Next one is laugh. I laughed at him for his behavior. We laughed at a joke. Okay, all verb. Elders did a laughing therapy. No, laughing therapy. Okay, anything which talks more about that noun, anything which talks more about a noun is an adjective. Jokers make us laugh. Okay, a verb. I started laughing. Okay, a verb. I laughed at Shashank's comment. Okay, that's a verb. Anybody can use it. The noun form. I started laughing when she laughed. Okay, verb and a noun. Verb and a noun. Maybe you can put it in different sentences. I couldn't control my laughter. Okay. Laughter is okay, but can you use laugh as a noun? It's easy. Why everybody is struggling to use laugh as a noun? Can you use laugh as a noun? I laugh when it is required. Okay, again it comes as a verb. Can you use laugh? He laughs on me. Okay, it's a verb. It's inappropriate to laugh at someone's disability. Okay, fine, good. Again, it is as a verb. Can you use it in the noun form? Anybody can use it in a noun form. He enjoys a good laugh. Okay, good, Mansi. Don't laugh at her. Again, laughter is the best medicine. Okay. Instead of laughter, can you use laugh? You are pretty, she said with a laugh. Okay. Good, good, Abhishek. Any other things that you can use it in a noun? Make others laugh. When upset, just laugh to release the worry. Okay. Don't laugh unnecessarily. Okay. Again, as a verb form, I love to make people laugh. Okay. Maybe you can say like, his laugh was so terrifying or horrific that it jarred everybody. Okay. Maybe you can put that as a noun form. His first joke got the biggest laugh of the night. Very good, Osama. Good. Very good. Okay, fine. Okay, we'll go to the next word. The next word is object. Easy. We'll go a little quick. Use it as a noun and use it as a verb. Very easy. Object. I don't look at animals as an object. Okay, recently there was a big issue, right, regarding the elephant which died. Okay, good. An object or object as a word. No, object as a word, not any object. Object should be used as noun, as it should also be used as a verb. For example, the object that I held in my hand was very sharp. I object this honor. First one is a noun and second one is a verb. There was an object at the table. Okay, good. The object is clearly visible to take a shot. Okay, there is a strange object in the sky. Okay, noun, good. I object, my lord. Okay, that comes under a verb. Peace is my objective. Okay, verb form. Okay, it is an objectable issue. Okay, does objectable is a noun or does it come under an adjective? He was handling one object. Very good. Use object, the word object. Don't get into objective or don't get into the other forms, but just use the simple word object. He was handling one object. Good. They find new object in the space. Okay, maybe you can put it in the continuous form. They are finding new objects in the space, or they found a new object in the space. What's the price? What's the price of this object? Okay, good. What type of object was used for the murder? You should have a question mark. Okay. My mom objects my smoking habits. Okay. If no one object, we will postpone the meeting. Okay. If no one objects. Okay. There were two objects in this box, a pen and a book. Good that you're coming up with good new sentences. You can object all you want. Okay. You can object all you want. Okay, good. That is used as a verb form. The object in the shop was expensive, very expensive. Very good. Using as a noun form. Okay, the next word, let me see. The next word, how many of you are coming up with good sentences? The next word is sail. Use it as a noun and use it as a verb. I sailed through the Indian Ocean. Okay, it's a verb. It's a little difficult to put it in the noun form, but let me see whether you can put it in the noun form. Sail the boat, sailing on the same boat. Okay, it's again a verb form. Sail the English Channel. Okay, again it is a verb form. Don't sail in two boats at a time. Okay. Again, it's the verb form. Can anybody put it in the noun form? A sailor sailed the boat. Okay. Good, Abhishek. Pirates sail at late night. Okay. We said sail at high tide. Okay. Good, Mansi. Good. Good. Using sail as the noun. Navy soldiers sailed at the coastline. Okay. Again, it's a verb form. On the noun form, verb form is very easy, right? Maybe it's a common phrase we can say like we all sail in the same boat. Okay, yes, okay, he is given the proper noun. Okay, Sail Limited is sailing on a thin line. Okay, it's a company, right? We went for a sail. Okay, went for a sail. Maybe you can say like the sailor found it very, very difficult to hold up the sail despite the storm, right? Or the sailor was unable to hold up the sail despite the storm. Okay, so see now it's becoming a little difficult to identify it has a noun form as a verb form. Maybe another word a simple word. Let me see. You can come up with quick ideas. Easy word I'm going to give, right? Easy word I'm going to give. Bark. Easy word. Noun and verb. Noun and verb. Quick. You can think quick. The dog barks. Okay, the dog barks at the stranger. Very good. Noun form. Dog was barking. Okay, good. Okay, dog is barking. Enough of the verb form. Can you give the noun form now? We already got 3 of the verb forms. Noun form. The dog was barking. Very good, Osama. You're putting it on one sentence. The dog was barking at the bark of the tree, or the bark of the tree is brown in color. Right? Good thinking, Osama. Good. Can you identify? Now you got it. The bark of the tree. That is the noun form. Right? That is the noun form. Okay. Maybe last 2 or 3 words I'll give you. Light. 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 Use it in the noun form and use it in the verb form. Use it in the noun form. Light up the candle. Very good. That is the verb form. The light is lightning. Okay, so everybody are going quick. Very good. Turn the lights off. Very good. There was no light in the city. Light is used to find the light speed. Light is used to find the light speed. Maybe you can use it or rephrase the sentence. Can you please throw me light on part of speech? Okay. The windows let fresh air and the light into the room. Very good. Ray of light. Very good. The room gets a lot of light in the afternoon. Good. There's a place for only one person under the spotlight. Okay, very good. So Sandhya is adding a lot of prefix to the light. Okay. Spotlight. Okay. Okay. The last word that I want to give is you got that word. Scare. She scared me by her makeup. Okay, good. You scare me. The movie was so scary. Okay, there's nothing that's going to scare you. Good noun form. Okay, there's nothing that's going to scare you. Any other things that you want to come up with? Maybe you can say like, I got the greatest scare of my life when I saw a king cobra just lying beside me. That will be in the noun form. And in the verb form, it is all easy, like how you said, right? Sudden alarm or noise scares me. The clown was scary enough to scare the child. Very good, Osama. You're putting it in all good sentences. Okay, you're scaring the children. Okay, good. Okay, fine, good. So I'll give you another two words. Maybe you can, try it at home and try to, do a lot of sentences, not one or two, maybe more sentences. By the way, you can, build up this, a way of building up sentences. Okay, formation sentences. So there are a lot of parts of a speech we just had first two, and we're just getting into it. Maybe I'll give you the another word is nothing but watch and damage, right? Maybe try using this watch and damage in noun as well as your verb form. Okay, instead of use the pure words just as I given there. Maybe you can use it, or maybe you can do it as your homework. Okay, fine. So we have come to an end, and I hope this class was useful for you. And maybe in the upcoming sessions we will learn more on business writing as well as verbal communication. And I'm just planning for a game where all of you can come forward, and maybe learning should be a kind of a fun. Maybe it's the first class we are just going in kind of the curriculum, and we'll have a little bit of games as well as some fun learning, because learning should be fun. And as well as we'll also stick on to what has to be done or dealt with the subject. Okay, fine. So any doubts you can ask, guys, otherwise we can wind up the class. Okay, fine, still you're doing those. Okay, I appreciate Paresh for your enthusiasm. Okay, good. Okay, a lot of audience watched the cricket match as they saw their team losing. They damaged the stadium proudly. Good one, man. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Shall we wind up the class, guys? Or still you're into the? I think some of you are still typing with the answers. Okay, thank you, sir. Your voice sounds like a cricketer. Okay, thank you, Kumar. Thank you for your wish. Okay, okay, thanks, sir. It was interesting and fun learning. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. We'll see you in the next class. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah,
Guys, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Please do join for the meeting at 1:30 sharp. Don't get delay, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
What is the link for that, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am.
Yesterday evening, Rakshit Rao have spoken to you, na, regarding that.
Yeah, okay.
Same link.
Okay.
Which Alka has provided. Not the
Yeah.
link which Alka has provided. You can use that link and join for the meeting.
Okay, fine.